At Donald Trump's victory rally on Thursday following the passage of his big, beautiful bill, a lot of MAGA supporters showed up to show their appreciation for Donald Trump in spite of the fact that he has completely destroyed their lives. And for the record, that's not speculation. That's actually what some of these people admitted to the conservative RSBN outlet. One woman, aptly named Karen, spoke to reporters with the Right Side Broadcast Network, telling them not only how much she loves Trump, but also how Trump's tariff policy is basically destroying the company that she has worked for forever. You know, she's at retirement age, she's ready to retire, but may not be able to do it because her company, of course, is not doing well because of Trump's tariffs, but she still totally loves him. That is a level of cult mentality that shows you that some of these Trump supporters are absolutely unreachable. More on that in just a second, but first, a quick word from today's video sponsor. For weeks now, all we've heard is how Trump's beautiful bill will slash Medicaid. But almost nobody is talking about what his MAGA loyalists slipped into this bill. Go to ground.news/Farron to see how they're trying to block judges from enforcing court orders unless you pay a bond first. Highly credible sources warn most Americans can't actually afford to do this. So if this bill passes and Trump violates the law, it wouldn't even matter. This is the GOP's flood the zone strategy. Distract us with headlines and bury the real power grab. And it's why I think Ground News is the best tool to expose these blind spots before it's too late. My partners built the only app and website pulling in news from across the globe, then breaking down each source's bias, credibility, and the stories the right tries to bury. And considering most people take the first headline they see as fact, if you're reading the news somewhere else, their browser extension will flag the source's bias and link other credible reports so you can verify the information. Ground News is a better version of how we're already staying informed. So I got my viewers 40% off the same unlimited access Vantage plan I've been using. That's $5 per month when you go to ground.news/Farron, scan my QR code, or click the link in the description. With at least another 4 years of this, they're counting on you to be distracted. This app is how you stay focused. So as I mentioned, this Trump supporter, Karen, says she's ready to retire, but those tariffs, man, just hurting her country, but she loves the guy who did it to her, not for her, to her. Here is how that conversation worked when Karen spoke with Christina Loren from the Right Side Broadcast Network. Karen said, "You know, I'm ready to retire now." To which Christina replied, "Wait, what do you do?" And Karen says, "I'm a warehouse worker. I drive a high loft." Christina says, "Yes, God bless you." And then Karen says, "I use a crane and put the parts in the boxes and put them in boxes and ship them all over the country." Christina says, "How many women in your field?" "I'm the only girl here." "I figured as much. Look at you." And then Karen says, "Yeah, there's only 3 of us on our dock that do this. I work for a company and they do industrial boiling, the system that moves it into the furnaces. We have customers all over. But the tariffs is really hurting that company right now because the parts are coming from China, the castings. And the tariffs, we've got a lot of stock that is supposed to go out of the country with you versus everybody, and it's sitting on our dock because the customer doesn't want to accept it because of the tariffs right now." And Christina says, "It's too much for them to take in." And Karen says, "We've had numerous containers come in the last couple weeks because we've been storing it in a bonded warehouse before it comes to us, saving us money to try to pass this to the customers." So she's basically admitting like, "Hey, listen, my company, we're kind of running it through other places to avoid tariffs," which is not illegal, but it's totally not ethical either. And then Karen said, Oh, excuse me. Christina says import taxes are a real problem. And you know what's interesting is you're here. This is impacting your industry directly, but you're like me and you understand the fact that it's the long-term gains. It's going to hurt for a little bit, just like President Trump told us. And then Karen says, the people I work with when they did the tariffs because it's hurting our company, they were so mad. I go, listen, this is going to be temporary, but it's for the future. It's for your kids' futures. Something's got to happen. Otherwise, the country will go broke. Were we going broke? No. Was your company going broke? No. Were there any problems at all? No. You see, Trump came in, made up a problem, pretended that something was bad. You're like, a trade deficit is so bad. No, trade deficits are normal. It does not mean we owe them money. It means we get more from them than they get from us. That's not a problem. But there was no problem until Trump created the fake problem and then addressed it with tariffs, thereby creating a real problem for people like Karen here. But Karen doesn't understand that. You know, Karen thinks, oh, well, things will be better in the future. The best you could literally hope for, Karen, is that things go back to the way they were. That is literally the only possible positive outcome. Because what is the alternative for a good outcome? They're going to put negative tariffs on where they start giving you money to send stuff to them? Like, they pay you a fee just to say, like, that's not going to happen. So literally the best possible outcome for your company, Karen, is that things go back to the way they were before Trump. You know, basically he undoes all the damage he did. And eventually he might do that and then claim a massive victory. Like, look how low the costs have gone because of what I did. But all he will have done is undo what he had done. These people are unreachable. Karen is unreachable, right? We cannot get through to Karen. She will love Donald Trump no matter what he does. She's admitting, I'm getting crushed by what he's doing, but I will stand by him forever. And for those people, I hope Trump's policies do exactly what they are already doing to you, and I hope they continue to do that, and I do hope you lose everything. You voted for this? You know it's hurting you, but you still stand by him. Therefore, you deserve every single bit of discomfort that comes along with it, and I wish nothing but the worst for you from now on. Did you know that you might be missing out on wonderful content from me? I mean, you're here already because clearly you like what you see. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, share them with your friends and family, but also follow me across the rest of the social media world. And it's not that hard to do. Whether it's X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, on every one of those platforms, you can find me at the username @FarronBalanced. Simple enough, right? So get on it. And if you don't feel like going to each one of those outlets individually, lucky for you, we have links in the description of this video to take you right to my pages across all of social media. So don't miss a minute. And while you're at it, make sure you're also subscribed to the Ring of Fire YouTube channel, which I have been hosting for many, many years now. We've got more than 1 million subscribers over there, and there is fresh content over there every single day of the week. So again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel, and while you're at it, go subscribe to Ring of Fire at youtube.com/The Ring of Fire and @FarronBalanced across every social media platform. That, of course, is not considered just a far-right hellscape. Well, maybe Twitter is, but that's a story for a different day.